So today's video is grocery shopping tips and tricks. Then I will include a haul of what I got when I was grocery shopping yesterday. So for this video, I made a list of many different tips that I have for grocery shopping and how to grocery shop and what to look for when you are going to the store. And these are all just like tips that I use all the time, and I think they're very useful for everyone else. So I thought, why not include them? Tip number 1, make a list and stick to it. Whenever I go grocery shopping, I always make a list, because if I do not make a list, I will not stick to what I need to get, and I will just browse around the grocery store. I'll just get way too much stuff and I'll end up spending too much money. And nobody wants to spend too much money when they're grocery shopping, because we can spend that money elsewhere. So when I make a list, I always start writing it out by where everything is set up in the store and what direction I go through. So I always start with produce, and then I go around towards the back of the store and then the side, and then through whatever aisle I need to go to. Tip number 2, do not go to the grocery store when you are hungry. I've done this multiple times, and I'll go to the store when I'm starving. When I'm hungry, I crave just literally anything in sight. So obviously, when I'm trying to stick to healthy eating, that is not the goal, is to buy food that isn't going to meet my nutritional needs and goals. Don't go hungry, because you will end up buying everything in the store and spend lots of money on food that you don't need. Tip number 3, shop the perimeter of your grocery store. So the perimeter of your store is where you'll get most of your whole foods, which are the most nutritious for you. It's where the foods that are less processed are, which is always good, because we want to try to stay away from all of those processed foods and stick to whole food eating. Tip number 4, try to buy foods that do not have nutrition labels. Going back again on the whole foods thing, your whole foods are foods that are grown out of the ground, and they're the most healthy and beneficial for you. So trying to buy foods that don't have nutrition labels mean that they have one ingredient, which is good because you know exactly what that food is and there's nothing else in it, like bell peppers or bananas or chicken breast or all of that stuff. Tip number 4. So this goes on buying foods that do have nutrition labels. So it's pretty much impossible to buy just whole foods and stick to whole food eating unless you're doing paleo, which I am not, and I need other food than just fruits and vegetables and meat. So I do have some tips for buying foods that do have nutrition labels. Read the nutrition label, please. Whenever I buy food, I always flip it over and look at the nutrition label, because there is so much information on it and not a lot of people actually read into it, because it just like takes too much time and they're just throwing things in their cart, but it's actually so helpful. So when I look at a nutrition label, the first thing I look at is the ingredients. So one rule of thumb that I've heard of and I stick to today is finding an item that has less than 8 ingredients. So most processed foods have lots and lots and lots of ingredients. You can look on their ingredients list, there's like a million ingredients. So finding a food that has less than 8 ingredients means that it's going to most likely be less processed than other items that are available to you. Making sure that you can read all of the ingredients that are listed is also very important, because if you cannot read the ingredients that are on the food label, you probably shouldn't be eating it. If you don't know what it is, you shouldn't eat it. At least that's how I think. If I can't read what's in my granola bars, I'm not going to buy it, because I'm not going to put something in my body that I don't know. So there's now a new nutrition label guideline that companies have to follow by, that most companies have like transferred over to. Some still don't use it yet, but it's based on their new packaging. They now have to include what added sugars are in their product. So on old nutrition labels, they could just put how much sugar is in it, like 6 grams. Whereas now, they have to include how many added sugars are in there. So that means sugars that are added into the product, not naturally in there. For example, if an item has 6 grams of sugar, and underneath where it says 6 grams of sugar, it says that there's 1 added sugar. That means that there are just 5 sugars that are natural, and there's only 1 added into it. So that's what I always look for when I am looking at a nutrition label, because I want to know how much added sugar is in the item that I'm going to be consuming. The last thing that I look for on a nutrition label is the calories. The reason I do this is because, for example, when I buy granola bars, if say a granola bar has 300 calories, that's a lot for my personal diet and my personal calorie intake that I have. Because I like to get most of my calories from my meals, and I don't want to waste it on a granola bar that has 300 calories. It's just not worth it to me. So I just like to know how much I'm going to be consuming and how much energy I'll be getting out of that item. So I hope those tips and tricks were helpful for you. In this next part of the video, I will be showing you what I got at the grocery store when I went shopping for this week, and what I bought and why I bought it. So I hope this is helpful, and here we go. Here are my groceries. I look like crap right now, but that's okay, because who doesn't when they go grocery shopping? So usually when I go grocery shopping, I try to figure out what I'm going to be eating for the week, like dinner-wise specifically. So this week I decided that I was gonna make zucchini pasta with pasta sauce, chicken, and then I'm gonna make like sliced up potatoes. Alright, so I'm kind of shitty and I forgot my reusable bag, so I had to use plastic. I know, I'm killing the environment, but it's fine. So when I go to the grocery store, I usually start off with the produce section so I can get like real foods, like fruits and vegetables. So I'm getting my fiber and my carbs and all my vitamins through real food. I'm getting some type of fruit. Usually it depends on what's on sale, really. So I got raspberries this week because they're on sale. I always need some type of berry because, one, berries have antioxidants which help to eliminate all of the free radicals in your body, which can help prevent cancer. And I always get bananas because I always eat bananas in the morning. So I got 5 of them. I'm gonna like freeze 2 of them, I think, so I can make like smoothies with them and all that. Well, I already have hummus and I wanted a snack, but I didn't want to buy like chips or pretzels or something because I wanted to focus on clean eating. So I got carrots this week, so I can dip those in hummus or just snack on them while I'm making dinner. Oh, I also got 3 lemons because I want to try to focus on drinking like a hot cup of lemon water before I go to bed, because that helps aid in digestion and like get rid of inflammation in the stomach or just in the gut area. They only had 2 zucchinis and they're literally like little babies, so I got those, and then I also got summer squash because they're basically the same thing, they're just different. But yeah, so I'm gonna like use my spiralizer and make these into noodles. I already have eggs too and spinach, so I usually make that for breakfast or lunch, and I have to eat it with ketchup. Got ketchup because I've been running out of that, and I wanted to get the sugar-free one, but it would just taste gross and it's just not worth it, so I just got the organic one. Then I always get this yogurt because it's 000, so there's 0 added sugar, which is good because added sugar is terrible for you, and there's 0 artificial sweeteners, which is also good because artificial sweeteners are foreign to your body, so your body has no idea how to digest it. It's not good for you. Your body's not meant to digest that. And then there's 0% fat, which is also good for me because personally I've been trying to focus more on like my protein and carbs, and I don't want to get my fat from dairy. I'd rather get it from better sources such as like nuts and oils, like vegetable oil. Well, olive oil, because vegetable oil isn't the greatest. Then I have my 2 white potatoes, which are delicious, and I love potatoes. Okay, I'm so weird. So what I'll do with these is I'll slice them up into really tiny slices, and I'll put it in a skillet with olive oil, and I'll just like flip them until they're like crispy and brown. Kind of like potato chips, but like softer. I got this pasta sauce. It's made with no sugar added, so it's all natural sugar from the tomatoes, and it's also made with 100% olive oil, which is good because olive oil is extremely good for you because it has healthy fats in it and just very good. And 0 saturated fat. Yeah, this one has 0 saturated fat, so that's good. And then I wanted to get a snack, and I'm trying to focus on whole food eating this week. So I got this nutrition pack of nuts. So it's kind of like trail mix, but without like the raisins and chocolate. So it's just a nut mix. It has 7 packs of nuts that are made with peanuts, almonds, pistachios, pecans, walnuts, and a touch of sea salt. And those are the only ingredients that are in here. So that's good. So there's no added oils or sugars or just toxic stuff that you don't need for your body. Yeah. So each pack is like 200 calories, which is pretty good because nuts can be like very high calorie. Okay, then I've been wanting, I drink my coffee black, like it's fine. I've been slowly trying to get off of dairy other than like yogurt because our bodies weren't made to digest dairy past birth because we got dairy from our moms and we're just not supposed to consume it anymore because that's just the way that we were made. But so I got this creamer. It's made with soy. It's just made with soy milk and cane sugar, which isn't the greatest, but there's only 1 gram of sugar per serving and it's 20 calories, so that's fine. And yeah, I haven't tried it yet, but we'll see how that goes. The last thing that I picked up is I always like to go in the aisle with all like the protein bars to see if there's anything new or different that I haven't tried yet or anything on sale, just because I don't know, I'm kind of interested in that kind of stuff because it's a lot less processed than granola bars and it's a lot healthier usually. Sometimes they're not. Like Cliff Bar is terrible for you, don't buy them, so I sometimes eat them still. So I got these Ollie protein bar. It's like a cookie. This is what it looks like. 15 grams of protein, 7 grams of fiber. That's really good because fiber is one of the nutrients that people are getting the least of. So women are supposed to get like 28 grams of fiber a day and men are supposed to get, I think it's 32. And usually people don't get a lot because all these processed foods don't have much fiber in them, so it's really hard for people to get them. So that's really good. Plant-based, there's natural flavors, it's gluten-free, non-GMO, and there's no artificial sweeteners. That's good. So the first ingredient is pea protein. That's usually the protein that most plant-based protein bars are made with. So there's 240 calories in this one cookie, and only 70 of those calories are from fat, so it's not bad. Half of the fat is saturated, which is not terrible. 15 grams of protein is a lot. There's 27 grams of carbs, which is a good amount, and fiber, and there's only 9 grams of sugar, but it's all natural sugar, so that's good. So I got this peanut butter chocolate flavor, and then this chocolate coconut chip. This one only has 12 grams of protein, and it's 190 calories. Oh, this one only has 3 grams of fiber. So, I mean, it's fine, but this one has more fiber, which is good. I wonder why. Probably because there's like peanuts in it. Yeah. So basically that's all that I got today from the grocery store. It ended up being $36, which isn't terrible, but I usually like to spend less than that because I didn't really get that much. But since I haven't gone grocery shopping in literally like a month, I've been just eating eggs and yogurt and protein shakes and chicken and spinach as my like main source of food. So basically that's all I do. That's all I get. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments below. I'd love to answer or help with any nutrition or fitness questions because that's what I'm here for. So thank you for watching.